Hi, my name is Mike. I've been diagnosed with occipital neuralgia for about 6 months now, and having another one of those sleepless nights. And I thought that maybe I'd put some posts on here and just to give myself a way to talk and get some stuff off my mind and maybe help a few people out in the meantime. Anyone who knows anyone or does suffer from this condition knows how hard it is to try and live your life. Um, the, the pain is just nonstop, and there's really not a whole heck of a lot most people can do about it. Uh, I guess I'll start off just by going over my history a little bit. Back in September of 2010, I woke up one day with a headache, and it just never went away. I didn't think of anything of it at the start. I took a couple Tylenol, went to work, just a headache. Um, After a few days, it didn't go away, and started taking some stronger medications to try and make it stop, and it still didn't get any better. So finally, after about 3 or 4 weeks, I went and saw a doctor, and the first thing they told me was that they thought it was a tension headache. So they gave me some amitriptyline, it was, and told me just to take that and I should be fine. Um, that didn't work at all. It progressively got worse and worse. So I saw another doctor, and he was under the impression it was probably a migraine, which wouldn't have been out of the question. I have a history of it in my family, so it was a definite possibility. Um, but none of the migraine medications did anything. That didn't put a dent into it. Um, so at that point I started getting worried, and now we're talking 4 months have now gone by of pain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Of course, you start thinking something really bad is going on. So one doctor had finally scheduled me for a CT scan, which thankfully came back negative. But at the same point, it didn't get me any closer to any answers as to what was going on. Um, Trying to explain that I've got a real sensitive spot right in the back side of my head, and that's where the pain is at all times, and then it bursts out across my head when it gets real bad. And nothing was working. They gave me T3s and things like that. It wasn't doing anything. So finally, Super Bowl Sunday of 2011, I was in the ER because of the pain, and they doped me all up on the migraine medications again and didn't do a thing, of course. So a few days after that, my wife actually asked her doctor about it, and she had suggested Botox. I figured, okay, well, let's give it a shot. So they did the Botox injections right across the back of my head here. It didn't work, didn't do a thing. Cost me $700, and that's all it did was lighten my wallet. And then it was shortly after that I saw a different doctor who finally thought it was something other than just a regular headache or a migraine or something, and he was the one who told me he felt it was a nerve issue. So he put me on some nerve blockers, which helped it a little bit, never went away. I was taking gabapentin for maybe 6-8 months, and I was started, it did do a little bit, but like I say, it never did go away. He referred me to some neurologists who can finally, that was when I heard occipital neuralgia, and they explained to me kind of what it is and what's going on, but again, didn't give me any ways to solve the problem. So I continued taking the meds that I was giving, and work was becoming a real issue for a while. I'm a welder, so staring at a bright light with a helmet on your head and everything that goes with it, it was not helping things at all. And I wasn't receiving any painkillers, nothing that worked, until I finally just said to my doctor that, it's been almost a year, I need something, at least to help me sleep. So I finally got some Dilaudid, which kind of helps. Again, it doesn't make the pain go away, it more or less just makes me not care about the pain, and lets me get some sleep. But it's not something that I want to be taking on a regular basis, so I try to take it as as least often as possible. It's difficult. Things are getting difficult with my wife and I, because you're not the same person when you're in pain all the time. In August, I kind of reached a breaking point and finally had to leave work. So I've been unemployed since then, which didn't make things at home any easier, because I told my wife that you have to go back to work now. We have 2 small children, and she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, which was great, but not when I'm not working. So it's puts a lot of stress on family life. Sleep is an issue, as it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and here I am sitting talking to the computer screen now. But yeah, I think this might help, and if anyone out there, you know what it's like if you do have it. Your social life is messed up. You stop doing a lot of the things that you normally would do, and people don't understand what it's like to live with chronic pain. Most people don't. They're lucky enough. It's very, very taxing on your system. Yeah, so this is the first of probably a few posts. I think this is more or less for me than anything, just to have a way to vent some things that are going on, and maybe help someone along the way too. Who knows? But maybe next time we'll talk about the wonderful side effects of all the wonderful medications that you get put on by fantastic doctors. Until next time, see you later, and hope your head feels better.